I brought in a Rolex watch that I had purchased while I was in the military. I was stationed in Thailand from 1973 to 1975, and I noticed that most of the pilots that were flying those aircraft wore Rolex watches, and I was intrigued by them.
Purchased through a military base exchange in the mid-1970s, this Rolex represents a rare intersection of personal history and horological significance. The Oyster Cosmograph reference 6263 was built for precision and durability, featuring screw-down chronograph pushers that enhanced water resistance, an innovation Rolex produced only briefly. Unlike many professional watches of the era, this example was never subjected to daily wear. Preserved untouched for decades in a safety deposit box, it survived with every original component intact, including box, receipts, brochures, and even blank warranty papers. Collectors prize such completeness as much as the watch itself. Even more exceptional is the dial configuration, the short-lived Oyster Mark II layout, produced in extremely limited numbers. In the world of vintage Rolex collecting, originality and condition define rarity, and this watch stands as a near-perfect time capsule.
A watch like this at auction is worth about $400,000. Your watch at auction today, $500,000 to $700,000.
You're good.
No, I'm very serious. You can't wear it though.
Oh,
If you wear it, it drops down to the $400,000 value.
unbelievable.
It was a gift from my father. My father grew up in Greenwich, Connecticut. He actually told me that this man inspired him to go on to MIT, and so it's really special.
This pocket watch carries not only extraordinary craftsmanship, but also a deeply personal legacy tied to education, mentorship, and early 20th century engineering. Made in London by Smith Son, a firm renowned for supplying precision timepieces to royalty and naval institutions, it reflects the highest standards of British horology. Encased in heavy 18-karat gold and hallmarked to 1904, the watch features an enameled dial, a power reserve indicator, and, most remarkably, a tourbillon escapement. Invented to counteract the effects of gravity on timekeeping, the tourbillon represents one of the most complex and revered mechanical solutions in watchmaking. Few were ever produced in pocket watches, and even fewer survive intact. Combined with royal warrants naming the King of Spain, this piece stands as both a technical marvel and a symbol of historical prestige.
This watch in the present market would retail between $40,000 to $50,000.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
No.
Wow. I had no idea. Well, I knew it was a special watch, but I didn't know how special.
It actually belongs to my husband, but you know, Texas is a community property state, so I figure it's mine too. He bought it in 1966, and he was en route to Vietnam for the first tour.
Few watches carry histories as physically demanding as this stainless steel Rolex GMT Master. Designed in the 1950s for international pilots, the model became a symbol of precision and endurance during the jet age. This example accompanied a U.S. Army lieutenant colonel through multiple Vietnam tours, surviving a helicopter crash and years of active service. The reference 1675, produced from the early 1960s through 1980, is prized by collectors for its early design details, particularly pointed crown guards and the iconic red and blue Pepsi bezel, both of which were later changed. Military-issued context adds another layer of significance, as the GMT hand allowed wearers to track multiple time zones, critical for aviation and coordination. Over decades, service repairs altered some original components, subtly reshaping the watch's collector value while preserving its deeply personal legacy.
This watch at auction is worth $8,000 to $10,000.
Okay, good.
If it had all been original, $15,000 to $20,000.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
Still great, but I think there's a big lesson in all that for people out there who have these old watches.
I brought you my Rolex watch, which was given to me as a gift from my uncle back in 1975. He purchased it at Tiffany's in New York, so he literally took it off of his wrist, gave it to me, and that's how I've acquired it.
This watch embodies a rare convergence of personal history, retail legacy, and collector-grade originality. The Rolex GMT Master was originally developed in the 1950s for international pilots, designed to track multiple time zones with clarity and precision. This early 1960s example stands apart due to its gilt dial, an earlier manufacturing technique that gave the text a warm, gold-tone depth. Even more unusual is the co-branding on the dial itself, bearing both the Rolex name and Tiffany & Company, a partnership that no longer exists. Such dual-signed watches were produced only briefly before corporate decisions ended the collaboration entirely. Decades of continuous wear left natural oxidation and a faded bezel, details that modern collectors now value deeply. In vintage watch culture, untouched surfaces and honest aging often elevate significance far beyond pristine restoration.
Today, in the retail market, your watch is worth $50,000.
Oh, good grief. That is absolutely stunning to me.
If the dial had no oxidation on it, and it was really a mint dial, this is a $100,000 watch in today's market.
I brought my Rolex GMT Master that I bought 55 years ago. I bought it in Germany, in Zweibrücken, at a PX when I was in the Army over there.
This watch represents the very beginning of one of Rolex's most iconic tool models. The GMT Master reference 6542 was the first of its kind, introduced in the mid-1950s to meet the needs of pilots navigating multiple time zones. Purchased overseas through a military exchange, this example reflects a period when servicemen often encountered precision engineering long before it reached the broader American market. What elevates this watch far beyond its peers is completeness. The survival of original receipts, chronometer certification papers, brochures, hang tags, and even the original bracelet transforms it from a vintage watch into a historical archive. Such documentation confirms authenticity, production dates, and performance standards tested at the Geneva Observatory. In the world of serious collecting, provenance and preservation can multiply value, sometimes eclipsing the importance of the watch itself.
Just the watch on its own merit would be worth today between $35,000 and $45,000. Because you saved the box and all the paperwork for it. Easily today, it's $65,000 to $75,000 in the market.
Wow, I had no idea. I'm speechless.